Bam, and we're back for episode 27 of Curious Mudda Effin' Radio. We got a special guest today. None other than Denzel Whitaker.
What's going on, everybody? How you doing,
brother? How are you, man?
Good to see you, bro.
Welcome to Curious Radio, bro.
Absolutely. My man rocking the black mouth hat.
Oh, right.
It's good to see.
Sporting it. I'm telling you, man.
My G, black mouth hats. Everybody, head to blackmouth.com/supply. Grab some of those hats.
Plugging right away. Get
I appreciate
it. Go get
each
it right
and every
now.
one of you guys. You guys are real awesome. But, go ahead, my man.
Yeah,
Thanks for
I feel
having
you,
me.
bro. What's up with you, man? How you been, man?
Been good, real good, man. Real blessed, man.
Stuck in traffic?
Stuck in traffic. Yeah, listening to the Rich Dad, Poor Dad audio book.
Oh, I read that book. It's a
way
great-ass
over
book, bro. We had an
Great
episode
book.
about A Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It's cool, man.
That's what's up.
It's a dope little book. I really. What's his name? What's the dude's name? Robert Kiyosaki or something.
Ooh, I don't even know. He's Hawaiian.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Balling out of control. The fucking Scrooge McDuck rich.
Dude, I mean, look, the knowledge that he has.
Word. Like,
Assets over liabilities.
and
Let's
it took
just
him a
start
long
there.
time to acquire that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, it's like a very how would you say? It's a beautiful wealth and resource of knowledge, especially with financial accountability and just learning how to take control of your finances.
Yeah.
And one of the things he stresses all the time in the book is just about you don't learn these things in schools, like the principles of actually being financially literate. You don't learn that in school. And for me, I'm the type of guy who honestly I dropped out of school.
Yeah.
You know
Oh, no
what I
shit.
mean?
Did you?
Yeah.
Dope.
I dropped out. Dude, literally
I say dope. Like, don't drop out of school, kids. But
kids, don't drop out of school, but I will say this
let's
much.
just hear them out. All right?
All right. And by the way, if you didn't hear the earlier shit, my mic was too far away from my mouth.
No, we heard you. We heard you. I was just looking,
Oh,
but I was
okay,
like,
yeah,
I'm sure they're good.
We're good.
We're good now.
Being all
We're adjusted.
technical
We're
over here.
adjusted. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you dropped out.
Yeah, man. So, when I was young, I was working a lot.
Yeah.
And basically, training day when I was 10 took me right into commercials. What?
Dude, that's what was crazy to me, bro. Like,
What?
oh yeah, what did you do? Like, right away, training day. It's your first fucking film, bro.
It was definitely my first film, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was my first film. Very thankful for that. I don't know anything about the business.
Yeah.
Hell, I don't know anything about actors, movies, whatever it may be. I was watching Nickelodeon at the time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's funny the trajectory. I guess let's start there. The trajectory of myself and my life. I wanted to be a cartoon artist. My pops is a mechanical engineer. Yeah. He's a mechanical engineer. Grew up in a family also full of mechanics. My dad grew up under a car. Grandfather grew up under a car.
That's dope.
Real just like authentic, hardworking blue collar that you don't normally see anymore. And now my father has turned that hardworking blue collar into something much larger. He's one of the prized guys in his business now, and he works in the HVAC. You know
No
what I mean?
shit.
Yeah, like literally.
Switch lanes. Just whatever he's doing, he's winning in it.
Dude, black mechanical engineer killing it. You know what I mean? Like when his name comes up, everybody knows his name.
Oh shit.
And no, my dad is not Forrest Whitaker, so he's not in the HVAC.
You know what I was laughing about, bro? You did the great debate. This is what I was gonna tell you, bro. Which Denzel Washington is in it, and Forrest Whitaker is in it, and your name is a combination of both of them, Denzel Whitaker.
Believe me, man, we had a press day. I kid you not. We had a press day where 75 different interviewers asked us, so Denzel Washington, Forrest Whitaker, Denzel Whitaker, what was it like on set? It's like no one knew anything different to ask me.
It's
you
like
know what I mean?
real creative, Scott. Real fucking creative.
Exactly. So I've look, the whole, your name is Denzel. Yeah, look, it's not that uncommon. There's a Facebook of all of us on there. There's a few Denzels out there.
Yeah. You know what's funny? We auditioned together recently for something, and the guy was like, both of you guys have these famous ass names. Mine is not as cool, bro, because it's like Carlos Mencia, and he's like the most hated comic. I'm like, oh, fuck, it's similar.
Right.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, you guys got to the names. I was like, oh shit.
No, that was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway,
We killed
so
the audition.
yeah,
Yes.
it was dope. So you did training day, and how did you even get into that, bro? How did you can't just gloss over that. That's one of my fucking favorite films. Such a dope ass film.
So we got from education onto training day. How did I get into training day? Well, training day, man, that was my first role. My cousins had ended up signing me up for one of those service, like a talent service, like John Robert Powers.
Yeah.
So they signed me up for this, and I'm supposed to go there and pay money for getting headshots done and taking classes. And I fell in love with it. I honestly fell in love with art.
Your cousins introduced you to it?
Yeah, my cousins, they signed me up for a kiosk in the mall.
Oh, okay,
You know what I mean? So when they signed me up for that kiosk in the mall, you get a call, oh, you've been chosen to be X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
And I don't know anything. Yeah, sure, I live in LA, but my family isn't made of actors. We're not made of direct. You know what I mean?
Mechanical engineer.
Yeah, exactly. Like nobody knows anything.
Yeah.
Nobody knows anything about the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
So yeah, we try it. And thankfully, my parents have always been there. They've been fully supportive about anything I want to do.
Yeah.
Which has been so great and instrumental. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's half the battle. Dude.
That's
a lot
half
of people,
the battle, man.
A lot of these people they can't even admit to their parents, like, oh, they're telling them like, what are you doing? Don't, when there's easy money here, it's just like, I don't know. It's hard, but it's good to have support. So you did that and you signed up to this. You fell in love with it.
Yeah, exactly. They supported me. You know what I mean? I fell in love to it. Next thing you know, I actually get submitted for training day.
How did you get submitted to that? You had an agent already?
Nah, man. The agency thing with them didn't necessarily work out. So my mom had signed me up for background talent.
Okay.
It was supposed to be an extras role.
Okay.
For training day.
Really?
And accidentally opened my mouth and I said 2 words.
Yeah.
And that's then when it became, oh, now we got to give them a name. And now we got to give them a SAG voucher. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know shit. I'm showing up my first day on set. Just getting excited that they have Oreos at craft service.
That's the coolest shit, right? For me, I was the coolest shit ever, too. Because, even starting as a grown-ass man, I was like, you mean they just got food around here all day?
Right, just like, food all day. I'm in the middle of Nickerson Garden. My parents always tell me never go to Nickerson Garden.
Yeah. It was fucking...
I know nothing. I'm 10.
Yeah.
Denzel Washington and Ethan Hawke are standing in front of me, and their presence means nothing.
Yeah.
And I say that to say, like, it's not the ignorance of the child, because I actually commend the ignorance of a child, because they say that's when you are yourself without ego.
Bro, we this is a reoccurring theme. We talked to Gabriel because his first movie was the same thing. He just didn't know anything.
Yeah, you don't know anything, and so you're able to just act.
Yeah.
You're able to
free.
Be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you don't get caught up in the, oh, I'm working across from someone, or, you know what I mean? Oh, this is a big Hollywood production, and it's my first one, so I have to slam it out the park.
Yeah.
None of those insecurities matter at that point.
You're just like, what's going to make this more interesting, or what is this? What's this journey? Whatever it may be.
You're just taking it as it comes. So that is the beautiful blessing of getting started really young, because I was able to hone and develop a talent all my life without it being something that was a necessary pressure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd say that to say is because I find people who move out here, even my buddy who's now trying to start his acting career in his late 20s.
Yeah.
And, I love my boy to death. I'm always trying to help him out. But the realism of the situation is he started late, where a lot of people are also starting late.
Yeah.
And they're getting out here and they got these responsibilities.
Yeah.
Going back to the book we were just talking about.
Yeah.
They end up with these responsibilities towering over them. And now they're worried about the responsibilities more so than the art.
Well, it's now it compromises everything, because you're like, if I don't, the anxiety sets in. If you don't perform enough, then you're not going to be able to provide. And if you can't provide, if you got kids or if you're married or whatever it may be, you have to support a household. And these are all things that you got to take in consideration anyway. You should be. And even if you're in the beginning of your career, you should be thinking about how you can financially put yourself in a good position. But yeah, bro, it totally cripples you,
Completely.
It's tough. It's tough because it's like, you're not able to give 100%.
No, not at all, because you're always thinking about something else. And especially in acting, out of any sort of piece of art. Look, in dance, you know, singing, whatever, I'm not gonna lesser of any of the arts because all of us have to be committed. But in acting especially, you have to be present.
Yeah.
Forever present within the moment.
And that's key.
That's very key. And it's easy to forget too.
Yeah.
It's easy to forget
So
even while
basic.
you're acting.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you either become the role. The greatest gift you could have is you becoming the role.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
But sometimes you get all these little pressures getting in your head, and that's some real shit that really terrifies a lot of actors.
It's a different type of stress, you know what I mean? But
way different stress.
But it's good, man. I mean, so we go from training day, and then you start doing commercials and stuff, right? Which is where the money's at, yo. You know what I mean? It's like
I did. I had a Adidas campaign.
Dope.
I was doing voiceover at the time. I had a Scooby-Doo.
I'm still doing voiceover. That shit's fun.
Dude, voiceover's great.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Residuals are
you
great.
could do you could translate everything too.
Yeah. So I do.
Yeah.
That's mainly what I do. Spanish. Yeah.
Man, there is money to be made in that. Everybody get into voiceover and commercials. There's money to be made.
If you can speak clearly, you can make some money.
Let your voice be an asset.
Yeah. anything, dude. There's people also like forget, man. You like people struggle because they put themselves in a box. You know, there's always ways to make money, man. There's people who my buddy Albie, who I started the podcast with. He came out here to be an actor, and he ended up being like really successfully hand modeling a lot, like making a lot of fucking money just hand modeling, doing shit. And he had an agency for that, and they just submitted his hands. And he'd fucking go in and they'd work on like iPads and shit and like whatever, you know, cutting things, or that he just had nice hands, putting a product there, insert shots or whatever.
Hilarious.
That's all he did. And he just, you know, and it's just like, you can do that too. You can do that. You can be voiceover shit. You can do a podcast. You can be an actor. You can do whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? People just limit themselves. It's like, why don't you just express yourself and make some money at the same time in whatever way? There's always a way to make money.
Dude, if you're truly an artist, you're going to live through your art.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's not going to matter what medium you're doing it.
Yeah.
It's not going to matter how you get your bread, because at the end of the day, you're sustaining your happiness.
Bam. Dropping some fucking fire on you guys.
Just going to let that one sit.
So you're doing commercials and shit?
You know what I did want to touch on? Because we already forgot the subject. We forgot the subject of school.
Oh, yeah,
I think it's important. I don't want to leave you guys thinking don't go to school.
See, this is why school is important. We forget where we're going. We just lack direction. We missed a key element.
All I really wanted to say was that, look, man, all right, from 10 all the way through, I went to public school, but it wasn't necessarily a public school.
Where'd you grew up out here too, right?
Mm-hmm. No, I grew up in L.A., Montemeliga Elementary, Ridgecrest Middle School, and then went to high school at Penn High.
Where's Penn at?
It's in Palos Verdes.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, all my friends from there, love them dearly, all great people. The ones that I knew, because the hill was so small, I had, you know, the opportunity or the blessing to know all of them from a very young age and then grow older. That way, you know what I mean? Like when I would go off and do shit and then come back, it was all still the same. All my friends were still the same. My parents kept me very humble in that regard, where it's just like the people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so easy to get a big head with all of this shit, 100%. You know?
And we see it all the time. It's just,
man. Your light's good.
Yeah. It's moving or something. It's haunted in here. Yeah, it easily is, bro, because people hype you up too. And it's like, it's almost like it's their job to hype you up. Like everybody's like, oh, do you need anything? Like, I feel fucking weird when it's like, sometimes like a PA is like a little too like, hey, you need to, I'm just like, dude, I'm really easy to deal with. If I need some fucking coffee or something and I don't have time to get it my damn self, I'll ask for it. But other than that, like, I don't really need anything I mean, there's motherfuckers who ask like, I want all red M&Ms in my fucking trailer. You know what I mean?
See, the interesting thing though about all of that is, where does that come from?
Ego? Maybe? I don't know.
No, I think you're absolutely right. Where does it come from? But you know what I mean? Like us coming in the game, right? It's so easy as a newbie to all of a sudden see all these luxuries and see people throwing themselves at you, and you be like, "Oh shit, this is I deserve this."
Yeah, No, you don't.
No, you don't fucking deserve it. And the people who created that system are probably damn near up here.
Yeah.
And it's gotten so high to where maybe they do deserve it, but they don't deserve to treat people with lesser than respect.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody's got to be treated equal.
It's the same. Whether you're a fucking guy who's doing transpo or you're behind the camera or whatever, you're in front of the camera, every person is a key essential part of that project, and you all have the same goal to complete that project in the most efficient way possible, make some money and get out.
Look,
you know what I mean?
Just because you're gifted in front of the camera, or you may be given certain privileges, or your work may be easier, doesn't necessarily mean you got to be a dick to anybody.
Yeah,
in fact, you should treat them with respect, because if you knew how hard their fucking jobs are, and believe me, man, stepping behind the camera, you learn how important and how valuable every person on that set is.
Because you work behind the camera a lot too, right?
Oh, believe me, we'll
get
into
into
that.
it.
We'll get into it. But yeah, man, you got to treat everybody with respect. So going back to the original topic, like I grew up with my friends there.
Yeah.
And my high school year, man, like I only went there for a year out of all 4 years.
You're like your junior, what's it called, 9th grade year?
If you took my cumulative,
I see what you're saying.
like years,
yeah,
cumulative. There we go.
I get what you're saying. Like if you took all those days, it's really like 2 semesters worth you were there because you never
That's
fucking
it.
went.
Yeah, I was there for maybe like a year at most because I was working the most.
Yeah,
and that's when you really seen the change. That's where I seen people starting to treat me different, or it's like, oh, you're the kid doing X, Y, and Z. And to be honest, I was mainly in the clouds about the shit myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not knowing what the privilege was, but if you ask my boy Ryan, I treated it like a business since day one. You know what I mean?
And it is.
I was treating it like a business. So for me, it was never a thing like, oh yeah, I'm on this beautiful, luxurious show. Nah, man, I'm kind of working. You know, I'm doing a good job.
Yeah.
You know, I'm out here
blessed. It's
performing.
Cool.
You know, that's how I kind of kept it.
This is how I make money.
Exactly.
And this is my life.
Exactly.
Kind of how it is.
So 9 through 12, I'm working a lot. And by the time it came to college, I barely walked the stage. Didn't even go to prom. I get to college and I sign up and I can't make my classes because I'm working.
Ugh. And at that point, they don't give a fuck. Like
they wanted to kick me out.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't make my classes.
Who is this dude? He's never here.
Denzel Washington told me to go to film school to learn film. Gavin O'Connor told me stay out of school because you're already been learning since you were 10. Werner Herzog says trust your intuition. Watching films is going to be your best film school. Those were the 3 decisions that weighed on me staying in school or not staying in school.
That's tough. But, I mean, they all have valid points, right? Mm-hmm. You're going to learn something in each one of them. But my personal belief is that you learn the most on set. When you're working, that's when you're learning the most, man. And, like, you grow so much when you're working. The more you work, the more you grow, the faster you grow.
You want to know the funny thing?
What?
If Denzel Washington told me to go to film school, he was also the same one to tell me you do by doing. Film school, the fuckery of it is the first 2 years, they never let you even touch a camera. So if you do by doing, and shout out to D for contradicting his own statement. Oh, he would love that. Nah, he's honestly one of the best mentors I've had in my life. Shout out to D though, is because you really do by doing.
Yeah.
You're on set. You know, you're working with the professionals. Get curious, get inquisitive.
Yeah, you can ask. You can get answers directly from the source. You can collaborate. You can see, dude, you see it as it is. There's no realer experience than actually doing it.
It doesn't matter how many textbooks you read on film or how many films you study until you learn what it means to finance $1 to get your project made, until you learn what it means to choose your shot selection 24 hours before the deadline because you got to shoot for the next scene, until you learn that you pissed off your investors and lost a whole bunch of money, until you learn that literally you as an actor and entity have to like self-center your body. Like there are life lessons to this that textbooks don't teach you.
And they're curveballs that they can never predict.
And everybody's journey is different. No one has the same journey.
That's why when people come in like, well, do you have any advice? I'm like, I don't even know how the fuck I got here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, it's kind of crazy. Like you can say like basic things like do this, do that, don't do this. Don't do, you know what I mean? Like make sure I don't even know. Like,
bro, we're in a profession of passion.
Yeah. So it's like eventually if you just keep giving it your passion, I feel like the money just comes. You know what I mean? Like,
it's okay. So the fuckery of it is that I learned recently
Yeah.
is that it's you're absolutely not. You're right. It's not. You're right. It's not about the money, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was 3 rights in a row. It's not
Right.
about the money though. The money you can take the pre-existing money you have and make your money work for you. You have to
100%,
realize
yeah.
that you yourself are an asset, and anything that you do extracurricular wise is also an asset. And it's good to have your extracurricular hobbies revolve around your art.
So they're all directly related. And, yeah, because
So it ties all back in. That's how you run an entertainment business, or at least what I think is a good model, because that's how I'm trying to flex it out.
Yeah.
If the rap career and the street hustle has taught me anything, is that, look, I'm an actor.
Yeah.
My greatest asset right now as an actor is not only how I perform, but also how I look.
Yeah.
Vanity is a very big part in the entertainment industry.
And that's in your control. 100%.
Not 100% in your control.
Why
You're
not?
born the way you're born.
Oh, yeah.
And God is going to
yeah.
make you look the way you should look.
100%.
You can't, unless you want to get the surgeries and shit, then that's your own deal.
Which I don't know. Who the fuck am I? I don't know.
Who the fuck are any of us, right?
Yeah.
But vanity is still a big part for it.
100%. It's everything. Yeah.
If you're going out for a heavy set role, you may want to put on pounds. If you're going out for a skinny role, we'll shed the weight. You know what I mean?
I've had to
Are
do that,
you
yeah.
a beautiful person? And if you're not look, everybody's beautiful, but let's just call it what it is. There is a standard.
Are you castable is what the question is.
For real.
Yeah.
For real.
But I think we're at an interesting time right now. At this time right now, we're in an interesting time where there's a lot of different platforms. There's a lot of different avenues and where you can take your projects, and they're independently funded, or these web-based platforms like in Netflix. Like if you look at Stranger Things, all those characters, they're not the young kids. They're not like these great looking, or they're good looking little kids, but they're quirky looking. They're kind of nerds, but that's how they, you know what I mean? They're not conventionally what you would see in a movie 10 years ago or a series.
People want honest, man.
They want authentic is what they want.
People want absolutely.
Yeah.
They want authentic.
Yeah.
And right now we're at a beautiful time where projects are being made and the
Netflix
gatekeepers are no longer involved.
They're dropping money, bro.
Gatekeepers no longer matter.
It's
You know what?
Crazy.
Funny story. Okay, so you know of Marion Doherty?
No.
There's a documentary that I recently watched called Casting By, right?
Okay.
And it talks about the succession of Marion Doherty and how she influenced and forever changed the game of Hollywood. Because before, when casting used to be a thing where studio heads had signed actors on contract. You know what I mean?
Oh, so it's like you got a pool of guys.
John Wayne on contract. You know what I mean? Like,
and there's kind of still things like that, like holding deals and stuff.
Marilyn Monroe on contract. Absolutely. Like 3-picture deals, et cetera, et cetera.
Exactly.
They're still like that.
That's why they're like, oh, Wonder Woman, she only made $300,000. It's a picture deal. That's kind of how they get shit.
Completely.
But she'll make her money. Like, she'll be fine.
Dude, trust me, she'll be fine. Gal Gadot?
Yeah.
Yeah,
she's going to be just fine.
She'll
the
be just
studio's
fine.
going to take care of her. She just made him a shit ton of money. Yeah.
Okay, so contract people, right?
Hope so.
Everybody was under contract, and studios, when they would get movies, were fitting a type. You know what I mean? So if they needed a smart, suave doctor, well, then they'll be like, oh, we already have, X, Y, and Z on our roster. Let's just have them play the role. They've done it before.
Yeah.
Oh, we need a beautiful bomb. Marilyn Monroe, she's already under our contract.
Yeah.
Let's just put her in. Marion comes in, and because she had a love for the New York theater circuit,
mm-hmm.
and because she trained personally with actors before she got into casting, her thing was like, you know what, you may want this person for this role, but I've seen somebody who doesn't fit your conventional methods, and I'm going to bring them in and convince you. She started convincing directors that cast against this type because this person is more like that.
Yeah.
And then she would give her actors the foresight and the insight to the character, and they would go prep for it and come out and started being these studio contract actors.
And they're theater trained actors, so people, they're putting in the work.
Absolutely, because they put in the work. They were method actors, and it was at a time where like the Strassenberg method was developing and everything like that. So
she was bringing in this heat and just be like, "Yo, do this is the character. I'm gonna break it down." She started killing. Directors, of course, are gonna be like, "Fuck Marilyn Monroe. Look at this girl. Who's this?"
Broke the doors wide off, and then that was at a time where also studios were being bought by corporations.
Yeah.
So then it became more of like,
kind of hasn't changed.
now is actually, what it is.
Yeah.
You're seeing that now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Is that the studios were all bought by corporations.
Yeah.
We're actually seeing the aftermath of it because they're now casting, again, types that make money.
Yeah. Authentic stories. It's just people fall in love with characters and people, like, you know what I mean? Like, think about Bryan Cranston. Fucking Breaking Bad. Like, he was always a working actor, but that kind of took him to another level. And he's not like some fucking, Tom Hardy looking dude. He's a older gentleman who's a phenomenal actor, and you kind of fought for him. And even though he played like a bad guy, I mean, all these shows, Narcos, you know what I mean? These are all true stories, and you fall in love with these characters. People don't, I don't know, they want authenticity. They don't want somebody who's just like, hey, they're pretty. I mean, there's room for that,
Well,
but
they definitely want authentic, and they want genuine.
Yeah.
The reason why Bryan Cranston is a slam hit right now, or especially why Breaking Bad was Breaking Bad, or even when he was on Malcolm in the Middle, is because not only is he such a talented actor, but those were well-written roles that 100%. Really...
Vince Gilligan?
Well-written roles that then he became the role. Like, look, the reason why we fall in love with Walter White is because of the age of Walter White and because of the circumstances. If he was a young 20-year-old who was doing this for his family, we probably wouldn't feel the same way. Next thing, you marry it with a very, very talented actor, like what Marion would have suggested, and then all of a sudden you have a slam hit because we not only fall in love with the person, we fall in love with the character.
Yeah.
Because it's genuine.
Yeah.
Because we can look at a man like that and observe that situation and be like, I believe the fuck out of that story.
Yeah.
That's genuine.
As crazy as a story as it is, it's like a chemistry teacher who like starts selling meth, but it's like really good meth because he knows his chemistry.
Bro, best
but it makes sense.
Best anti-hero that we've seen.
Oh my god. I loved everybody's like, "Oh, I haven't watched Game of Thrones," and everybody's like, I'm still getting shit for it.
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah.
I'm going to have started, man.
Look, you know what? Game of Thrones is like because you know how I feel about Breaking Bad, to be honest with you?
Huh.
Breaking Bad was too damn slow for me in the beginning.
It's true. It was a slow starter.
And you had to understand the pace. So Game of Thrones is the same thing. Game of Thrones, binge it. Because even after the first season, second season, once I start seeing I seen the tail end of the first season.
Yeah.
I was like, oh. Second season, I was like, oh. Third season, then you fucking orgasm and everybody else.
That's
Game of Thrones,
Facebook goes crazy, bro.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I'm like, there's fucking memes everywhere. The internet explodes. Twitter's going crazy.
Hilarious.
I'm like, yo, what is going on with Game of Thrones? I've been putting it off. I don't know, but
now you're just doing it out of spite.
Yeah, I kind of just to be like, I'm different.
You kind of just don't want to join. I'm like, don't want to join the.
But I hear it's good. There's a lot of phenomenal actors in it, and shit. They're like, it's a show that people could be on, whatever. But so anyway, so you're working and you just didn't do the college thing. So what did you decide on ending up on? You know what I mean? So you didn't do film school.
I did summer courses in between while I was filming.
Yeah.
That was part film school. That's where I learned some technical stuff.
Yeah.
Then after that, it was really just watching, observing, picking up a camera, doing my research online. Yeah. And I'm still doing my research to this day. Yeah. I don't have the shit figured out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because it keeps evolving too.
Keeps evolving, but 4 or 5 years deep, it's one of those things where it's like, if I look at where I was before and the growth now, learned it in the same amount of times, taken the same amount of money and invested it fully in my projects. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like, even the money I've invested, both good and bad, were lessons learned that I needed to learn, that were also lessons that I could have went to school for, paid twice the amount of money for, had to wait till I found out later in life. You know what I mean?
And I don't know, like for me, there's a lot of benefits to school, but a lot of it is so fucking antiquated, man. And it's just like, yo, let's change the approach to some of this. Why do we have to like add all this stupid shit just because you guys say it? Like, I don't know, like, we need to bring trade schools back. Like,
we definitely need to bring
nobody knows how to do shit anymore. You know what I mean?
We need to bring trade schools back, but
if people want to do that kind of shit, robots are coming too.
School is one of the fuck things where it's so necessary, but it's also teaching some of the wrong things.
Yeah,
it's making you into a robot, but it doesn't necessarily teach you life.
Yeah,
and only life can teach you life. And here's why I don't knock school: is because you're very young. We're in our teens, we're in our, adolescence, we're even in our early ages where,
yeah,
you cry when you get scraped on your knee, or when you don't, you lose your first crush. Like, these are things that you get out of the fucking way, because once you want to get down to business, there's no place for that.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I can't knock school because it taught us some things. And
it's
then you got to learn.
And social
Absolutely.
interaction as well, like with people.
I'll put it to you like this. You're going to be a doctor?
Yeah.
Go to fucking school. You're going to be my lawyer? Go to fucking school.
You better, if I'm hiring you, you better have fucking gone to school.
I need you to go to school. In fact, please believe I need you to go to school, because the 4 years I didn't put money into, believe I'm going to put that money into your shit
Times
so you can help me.
Or 3.
I don't want you fucking up anywhere near me.
For real. Accountant, all of them. You know what I mean? But some people thrive on that. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what.
But if it's the art, man,
yeah.
no one can teach you how to dance. We can teach you theories. We can teach you,
ways that other people have done it.
Perfection and posture.
Yeah.
If it's singing, it's all technicalities. If it's filmmaking, it's all technicalities.
But I feel like there's no right or wrong way too, because everything keeps changing.
Exactly my point. So then what are you really learning? Look, man, your whole entire system here running the podcast.
Yeah.
Yes, school can expedite that and teach you how to use the equipment.
But there's going to be some other shit coming up.
But how do you learn if you don't make some of your most beautiful mistakes? How do you learn that if you use the wrong plugin, that might be the effect you were looking for?
Yeah.
Art is all subjective, so sometimes your wrong shit is your right shit.
Dubstep. You know what I mean? It's just like, I'm sure that was just...
It's all distortion.
Shit. Yeah. They're just like, what the fuck is this? But it was cool. People mess with it.
It's great.
People take drugs, stare at lights, and listen to that shit.
Dude, dubstep is the wave,
it's
man.
lit, yo. Lit.
White people love using lit now.
For real. It's the new thing, huh?
Oh, dude, I had two
the hot commodity.
I had 2 auditions, one a film and one a commercial, where I had to say it's lit. I almost died inside. It's lit.
Bro.
Lit.
Like, once it starts, once there's fucking Instagram little things that you can add that say lit, it's been overused. It's not cool anymore.
Oh, boy. That and Savage.
Yeah, Savage is another one. Savage.
Yeah, because everybody's a savage.
Yeah. I feel like now it's more of a gay thing. Right? Because it has a dude in heels doing like a backwards bend.
Oh, word?
Yeah, on Instagram. You haven't seen it?
Fuck.
On you swipe up?
No.
And there's like rainbows and shit. It's cool. Hey, man, whatever floats your boat.
I agree. Whatever floats your boat, great. But really?
Savage? Hashtag, I don't know. But anyway.
Okay, that's where we're at today.
So you bypassed the school, as I did, man. I only did like, I did college. Kind of did college. I never really, just one of those things, like, what the fuck am I doing here? At one point, I realized, like, I was dating this girl. We were, like, high school sweethearts, and we were dating, and she was really good at school, and she would help me with all my shit, and that was horrible. I didn't give a fuck about school. But, I was working. I was making money. I was making good money. I was working at, a corporate job, and they were paying for my school, and that's the only reason I was doing it. But it's just, man, as soon as we broke up, and, like, as soon as I left that job and, like, that whole life, I was like, fuck all this. I'm done with school. I just completely never even looked back. I don't know. I barely graduated, man. I just barely strolled across the stage. So
what's your true calling?
What?
What's your true calling? Where is your flow in life?
As far as like what I do, like a self-expression, you're saying? Like, what do you mean?
Do you know the definition of flow?
Flow? Like your optimal states. I don't know. Because there's flow. There's people who get into flow. I'm talking about the like.
What do you mean?
Affecting their neurochemistry, like they get into flow patterns or like in the
really?
zone. Yeah.
Oh, now you're teaching me something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Some shit I listened to on the podcast.
All I was gonna say, my buddy told me this once. We should probably look this up, maybe.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Google
definition of flow. Or he was saying what can be defined as flow is that point in time where you're doing something instinctually. You're just moving, and you're not thinking about time. You're not thinking about what the past was or what the future is. You're just only living in the present. You're forever present.
Yeah.
So you would be in your flow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know about you, but I feel you're an artist just like me, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I found out my flow when I'm acting. Okay, I'm on set. and I know my eating patterns. I know the way like I feel when I wake up and I'm cranky or whatnot. When I'm acting, I'm genuinely excited to be there in the morning, and I'm not a morning person.
Who isn't?
Like,
it's the best fucking feeling.
I'm not worried about being hungry. I'm not worried about like.
Well, you get there on set. They're like, "What would you like to eat?" It's like, you know what? Let me get a breakfast burrito.
Yeah,
it'd be delicious. Thank you, man.
Don't even eat the shit.
And then you just fucking give it to you. Take a couple bites, put it to the side, whatever. Drink some coffee. It's wonderful, man. Like,
it's wonderful. Well,
you get to create some shit.
The amenities are all there, which I'm thankful for people who are making it very comfortable for you. But at the same time, like, I'm just like, my only focus is this performance.
Yeah.
Same thing with directing.
But that's what I mean. Like, they're taking care of fucking everything.
Everything.
So you don't have to worry about shit but playing. You know what I mean? They're like, we're going to bring you your fucking food. We're going to bring you your coffee.
Yep.
Dude, if you want, we'll get you some extras over here, man.
Oh,
you can spit some game at them if you want. And then, you know.
I see Rick is banking off the perks.
No.
Rick be banking off the perks.
And then they're like.
I see the game over here.
And then
you're just like, I got the perks set up.
All you got to do is play pretend. And you're like, cool, I can do that. I know how to play pretend.
That's all you got to do is pretend.
Yeah.
Just be a child.
It's the same thing for me, bro. For me, I literally, my favorite thing in the world is having something go from thought to like, look, there it is. You know what I mean? This podcast all started. This fucking thing is slowly growing and shit. Oh, by the way, we're on Stitcher Radio now. If you guys are.
Stitcher Radio.
You know, somebody's an Android user and they're bitching about it. They're like, oh, it's not on iTunes. Sorry, I don't have iTunes, whatever. It's on Stitcher Radio for Android users now. So you can subscribe. No excuses, man. And YouTube. And
what
was I saying? Yeah, for me it's just creating something like this is episode 27, you know what I mean, of a podcast. I was listening to a lot of podcasts and I'm like, man, I like this shit. I like listening to them. I'm pretty sure I can make one. I know a lot of interesting people. Let's just bring them on and we can just talk some shit and shed some light. And, you know, people that live a different lifestyle. I was one of those people. I worked a corporate lifestyle for a while. And that was just, you know, I was really young doing it. I was like 18, 19, 20. But I was introduced to it super quick and it was making a shit ton of money. And I was just kind of like, I don't know. This is a different way to live and people they just find it interesting. You know, most people just wake up in the morning, go to their fucking job and like, I don't know. It's for me. It's like I'll let you know what it's like, man. Here, this is what the journey is like. This is what these people do. Not only do we make movies, but this is interesting. There's a method to some of this madness. You know what I mean? And somehow it all works. And this is kind of the inner workings of Hollywood. That's just the way I see it. I'm like, just bring my homies on and we'll talk. And it's just
passion, man.
Yeah, and it's just creating. And all I'm doing, I want to constantly be. If I'm not writing my own shit, I'm auditioning. If I'm not auditioning, I'm in class. If I'm not in class, like just working on my acting, I'm doing a podcast. If I'm not doing a podcast, you know what I mean? I'm at the gym, you know, if I'm not doing at the gym, I'm fucking doing yoga, meditating. I want to constantly be doing something to improve myself and to just grow as an artist and create shit. Like that's just, and eventually everything's going to work itself out. I feel like around, as long as I'm diligent with all the shit that I do. You know what I mean? And that's the same shit with you. I mean, because you work a lot behind the camera. How did you start with that?
Man, that's been a beautiful journey, bro. That's honest.
Because you're deep into that.
I am.
We did guys' night. Shout out to Carlito Oliveira.
Shout out to Carlito.
Yo, he's in Atlanta right now. Right? You're good.
Can't be touching feet.
Get off my feet, man. And we did guys' night, and we did it at your crib, and you have that cool spot in the back, man. It's just Thanks, all your shit, all your film equipment and stuff. It's dope,
it's
man.
Just my little garage out back. That's the way the house was when I bought it. Believe it or not,
really,
it was already a garage converted unit to a guest bedroom, and I seen dope. That, and I was just like, this is going to be my studio. When I was looking for a house, I was looking for a garage detachment to make my studio.
It's everything.
Have my property make money for me, and especially that's my safe haven. That's my creative dojo. You know what I mean?
And it's cool. You can wake up and it's almost like you leave your living space and you go into your working space. You know what I mean? Because you also, while we're creatives, you still got to be diligent about doing your shit. You know what I mean? You got to be
do
on
the
top
work of it every single day.
You got to do it. Because if not, somebody else is hungry and they're doing it.
It's a career of passion. You have to be on it and you have to work for nothing to make something.
Yeah. You get what you put into it.
Exactly. If you want what you want to get out of this, you have to put in the hours. You have to slave your ass off because that's the only way you really get good and understand what you're doing wrong and right.
Dude, in the beginning, man, I did everything. I didn't give a fuck. I auditioned for everything, but I wanted to get those jitters out because, like, my first 2 auditions, I booked them. It was like that beginner's luck. I was talking to Gabriel about that last week, and I was just like, it's just that naive. You know, you don't know. You're just... whatever, and I booked it, and then eventually people start hyping you up, and they're like, yo, this, and they're like, oh shit, this is such and such, and you're doing this, oh shit, you're the lead in it, or whatever the fuck, and then you're like, you start, oh shit, you know, and then you're auditioning, and you psych yourself out of these auditions.
Oh yeah.
It's I forgot my point. I just blanked out.
No, I think
the helicopter was distracting me.
Hold on. I think what you were getting at, and it segues back into your original question, is you got to kind of try everything to understand this business. Yeah. Look, man, if you want to know how I got behind the camera, it's like I said earlier, Denzel Washington, Werner Herzog.
They've been your mentors for
Gavin O'Connor. Yeah, they've all 3 have been my mentors, and it's not a prolonged mentorship, but when they...
You can raise this if you want.
Yeah, let me
untwist that.
Oh.
Yeah, hold on. We should get different.
Quick intermission?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Insert elevator music. There we go.
Beautiful. Oh, look at all that. Wow.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Chilling.
We're chilling.
So they all 3 of them have been like mentors for you?
All 3 definitely have been mentors for me in my behind the camera film career, because it all started with a natural curiosity when I was on Great Debaters. Mm-hmm. And
how did that did you just coincidentally end up working again with Denzel?
Yeah, that was a random.
You didn't know when you were auditioning or anything that he was on?
No, when I was auditioning for the role, I knew it was the Denzel Whitaker.
What? Denzel Whitaker. It was a Denzel Whitaker.
Hilarious. It was a Denzel Washington production.
It's his production. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, no. He's been working on that for 7 years with Oprah.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Damn. 2 powerhouses.
Bro, 7 years with Oprah working on The Great Debaters. And it was even in motion many years prior to that. Again, that's someone's passion that they had fought for several years just to get a film made.
And do it right.
And do it right. Yeah. And now it's an immortal piece of art that we can live and breathe forever. On. So...
You're immortal now. You live forever, bro.
I know I'm going in for Denzel. I know I already did training day with him. You know, I'm now 17. Well, 16 going on 17. And I was really excited. You know, my mom had found the part. She had told my agent about it. My agent submitted me for it. Next thing you know, I'm auditioning. I had to audition how many times? I think I had to audition 5 times for that role.
Which isn't too bad. Isn't too bad, but
not too bad.
Fucking sucks to it.
It's stressful. Usually, look, man.
Yeah, no, I know. I've gone in like 7 times.
Yeah,
and luckily I've gotten it a lot of times. But like, I'd hate to be. I mean, I've never gone that far where it's like you don't like. But I've gone to where it's like 6 or some shit, and I'd hate to be the fucking guy that I'm running up against, and it's like we're 5 in deep, and you don't fucking get it. You know what I mean? And I'm like,
it hurts.
Damn.
It hurts.
Now it's quicker, I feel like. Now it's more like...
Everything's more quicker because everybody got to go. Everybody has a platform. You know what I mean? Efficient. Everybody's getting booked up.
Yeah.
Still, though, you go in 5 times, all of a sudden you get the role. Yeah. That's amazing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So now I get the role. I'm flying all over the place. I'm having these new experiences that I've never had with Denzel Washington.
Fucking insane.
And...
Talk about hit the ground running.
Absolutely.
And from the fucking beginning, but then yet again, another, like, run at it, you know?
What, Denzel?
No, I'm just saying another giant film. It's just, you know, you had Training Day, and then you also have, but you did all that, huh? You worked on all that.
I did all that, dude. Like I said, man,
I love that fucking show. You guys remember all that? Fucking the guy used to be like, 5 minutes, guys, 5 minutes, and then they'd be like, oh shit, whatever, and they have to prepare. And then fucking go. And it was like a sketch comedy show, man. And that's where Keenan and Kel came from.
That was like a 1.5, 2 years of my life. Series regular and all that. Met one of my best friends still to this date on that show. That was...
How fucking fun was that?
Sketch comedy for kids, bro. It was all I ever wanted to do.
Damn.
As someone who got into this business very young, that was my dreams and aspirations, was to land a hit Disney or Nickelodeon show.
Bam!
And that was a very realistic goal if you were growing up in this business. Young. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what we all strive for. So the training days and shit, you don't really know about film like that on that degree.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now you do.
Now I do, and now I
Yeah.
understand what film it is, and even film is now a luxury.
Yeah.
Especially in the gunslinging world of TV now, where TV has taken back over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But there's some fucking good ass TV right now.
Some
man.
very good ass TV.
And it's so many different platforms. It's art has never been this good. It's also
No.
because shit's fucked up. Like when things are bad in the world,
Art is great.
Yeah, it
sucks.
It's a good byproduct, but unfortunately, you have to have like the bad part. You know, it's
Art imitates life.
yeah, exactly. And man, so you're doing all that. You're doing all these random projects, and then so when you get that run with the Great Debaters, how did that end up becoming a relationship with you guys? Like,
So again, like flying around, I'm shadowing him.
mm-hmm.
I was just curious, you know. Every time Denzel would do something or he set up a shot or whatnot, I would just ask questions. I was always asking questions. And Denzel's the type of dude, like, he works very heavily with the Boys and Girls Club of America. So he's the type of guy who, if he sees someone natural curiosity and sees, you know, how they attack things, he will want to try to enhance that or mold that. You know what I mean?
Damn.
He always tries to give back to the youth.
Dope.
That's his goal.
Dude, he's a huge philanthropist, man. Like,
He's the man, bro.
yeah.
Look,
Simply put.
we should have a conversation about like who Denzel is. But for me, like, I got to see him in close proximity that most people don't.
Yeah.
Because when they work with him as an actor, he's a very trained actor.
I used to see him all the time at Starbucks.
Interesting.
Or at I don't even, was it a Starbucks? I forget what it was. It was in Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
He used to go to the Saint, just with this newspaper under his arm. And he'd go in there and I would see him and get kind of quiet when he walked in. And he'd be like,
I'm telling you, man, like,
that's as close as I've got to him.
No. If you meet him in a good setting,
Yeah.
if you meet him in a place where you guys can just be you,
Yeah.
the knowledge that man can share with you is crazy. And not only that, the intent and care. Like I said, I just shouted him. He gets me my first camera. He gets me my first director's viewfinder.
Damn.
I'm taking pictures now. I'm framing up shots. You know, he's inviting me to the editing bay. He's dropping gems on me.
And you're chasing your curiosities. #CuriousRadio. You're just chasing your curiosities. He's like, dude, check this out. Check this out. Check this out. That's
it, man.
Dope, man.
It was just, I wasn't afraid to ask questions, and I felt comfortable around him, and he wasn't afraid to give me the answers.
Shit, he was helping you get the answers, man. Man, that is so dope.
That's what pushed me in the direction behind the camera. And from getting behind the camera, then it became a thing of like, you know, working with my buddies, going on tour with them because he used to travel with rock bands, shooting music videos, you know what I mean?
That shit is so dope too, though.
Spec commercials, you know, next thing, having aspirations of short films, filming your first short film and realizing that you can start telling stories and then imagining stories. And on top of that, just learning about directing and learning about intention and learning why storytelling in the first place comes together as an art form and commerce. Like, it was all so exciting to me, the puzzle and the business of it.
And you're seeing it on a micro level of what Denzel is doing on a macro level.
Exactly. You know? Like,
I'm
breaking it down myself and I'm learning. But I've also, like yourself, we've been put in positions where we've seen it at its highest form.
Yeah. Yeah.
And after you see that, and then you realize that it's oh so achievable with X, Y, and Z. As an actor, I felt limited.
Yeah. Yeah.
As an actor, I felt like a chess pawn that all of a sudden was being used for a much larger game.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong,
there's a lot of beautiful stories to be told.
I love being the chess pawn. Don't get me wrong too, because I love telling the story of acting.
Yeah.
I think if you're a bomb ass like actor, you're committed as shit. Like,
yeah. And if you fall in love with the story and you take care of it, you know, it's just
acting commitment on its own is a beautiful thing to not be taken for granted of. But even then, like, seeing that on a much larger scale of what the business can be as well. I'm the type of dude where if I could greenlight my own shit, if I could put my own friends in it, if we could do it ourselves, if I could also tell the stories the way I see it in my head, when I read a script, I see images and it's like I want to tell the same stories.
Yeah.
I may see it different. My perspective might be different. That's what really put me behind the camera.
But that's the collaborative effect, you know what I mean? And that's the funnest part, in my opinion. You know, it's fun to tell stories with people who really stick to things because you're efficient, you know, you do things, but it's so much funner when you're like, when somebody's like, "Wow, hold up, let me show you this," and then you're like, damn, that's tight. Like, I didn't even think about that. Like,
Right.
fuck it, let's use that. Like, that's cool. And then somebody was like, well, what if we did this? And that collaboration between everybody. That's why I'm saying, like, everybody's a key piece of all of this. And it's, you know,
yeah, dude.
but when but it's also like creating your own projects, you chasing that curiosity is what's changed the game, because there's a lot of people that are just like you out there that now are changing the game because they're like, look, I don't want to be doing these things exactly the way you're doing them. What if we did them in a way where I collaborated with these people and created something and told a different story? You know what I mean?
It's a beautiful time that technology is becoming just as cheap as the imagination.
It's accessible now.
It's accessible.
You know,
Gatekeeping is going away, man.
dude.
It's a beautiful time.
So then, he's like guiding you along behind the camera, and this is meanwhile you guys are doing the Great Debaters, or after that.
This is while we're doing the Great Debaters. This is after the Great Debaters. You know what I mean? This is maybe kept in contact for a solid year and a half, and then it was like one of those things where it's just I got busy, he got busy, and we lost ways. I recently seen him, man, when he was doing fences.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I ran into him at a Q&A, just said, what's up? You know what I mean?
Nice.
We chopped it up for a bit. Yeah.
That's cool.
Nah, dude, he's a good dude, man.
Yeah.
He's an honest, good dude.
I've seen a lot of stuff that he does, man. There's a million videos of him online. You know what I mean? He's one of those guys that has a ton of content online, and it's just a speech. Not only that, the way this guy speaks, man, he is so fucking like into, like, he speaks into people. Like, even if you're watching the video, you're like, damn, this dude. Everybody's like, oh, you know, if you need a Denzel, only Denzel does Denzel. But that's what he, like, you know, like, have you seen Jay Farrell impersonate him, or people impersonate him?
Oh, yeah. Wait, hold on. The
comedian? Yeah,
Which one?
Jay Farrell. They impersonate.
No, I haven't seen Jay Farrell.
I'm pretty sure he does it.
Probably.
Yeah, he impersonates everybody. But anyway, but it's like, for me, I'm like, damn, he does that shit so good. Like, what he does, like, that's just, man, you know, he's one of those creme de la creme. But yeah, he So you guys, that kind of flourished your interest behind the camera, and then where is that taking you now? You're still creating, you're still doing your own thing. You're
Absolutely, man. I just signed to this company, or signed with this company called Prevail Studios.
Nice.
Working with them as a music video and commercial director.
Shout out to Prevail Studios.
Shout out to Prevail.
Oh, dope. So you're creating with them. Dope.
Yeah, I'm creating with them. Also, I have Blackmouth Entertainment, which, you know, we've already produced 3 short films.
Dope.
You know, we have 2.
I saw that. I was looking at some of your stills that you had.
Oh man, that's the 4th one that's coming.
Shit, man.
That's the 4th one, and then I got 2 more on the way.
Dope.
Have a few features under my belt.
Fuck yeah.
Not necessarily film, for instance, but the written features.
Yeah.
We're consuming and compiling material.
That's the way to do it, bro.
We're in the acquisition phase right now.
Yeah.
So that's what my company's in.
And you have it's accessible for you because you have a lot of it, you know, at your fingertips already.
A lot of connections already made through the years.
Working in the industry, you know, favors. You have your own equipment. You have friends that are other actors. It's
completely.
That's that's like another reason why I'm like, this is what I'm doing. I'm a podcast. I bring my friends on. This is what we do. It's like, you know, create.
This is all art, man.
Yeah.
This is all us sitting right here having this conversation is fucking art.
Yeah.
That's what I love about it.
And there's it's its own thing, man. You know what I mean? Like, but you just create. That's the way I see it, man. Just create. Why not? Even if the thing is, the problem is everybody's trying to get to this get rich quick scheme, and you know, it's just if you're trying to get rich quick and all that shit, money's great, but you're gonna approach it that way. It's gonna take away from your art. Again, like anything, you know what I mean? When you have something else in your mind other than making this the dopest shit ever, it's gonna take away from your art. You know,
got to be a passion, dude. Lifelong passion. This
is not a short-term it's time thing. For some hot seat questions.
We gotta get you a jingle.
No, we're just gonna do it myself. I have a beautiful voice.
You do have a beautiful voice. Well, why don't you sing your own jingle?
Ooh, that's a good idea. See this? This is collaboration, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm talking. I'm gonna sing some fucking jingles. I have all the equipment.
Yeah, you know, get the little button that he pushes, and then boom.
Boom. Yes, oh, that'd be tight,
bro. I'm telling you, man.
Dude,
instantly wavy.
Man, we're stepping it up in here in Curious Radio Studios. So top 3 artists of all time, any genre, go.
Top 3 artists of all time?
Yeah, and you were just talking about one walking in here.
Oh, any genre. We're talking about music
just
specifically,
artists,
right?
Period. Anything.
Oh, fuck. Come on.
Yeah, I know. Top 3
Come
artists.
on.
People that influence you. Just the music. People can influence you from music into like film and shit.
Oh, you got to break that up in categories.
Okay, let's do music.
Easy. Top 3: Jay, Kanye, Currency.
Currency.
Yep.
Interesting. Currency.
If you want to hear my top 5 rappers, it would be Jay, Kanye, Currency, Freddie Gibbs, and then my 5th alternate is it balances between either Nas, Rick Ross, or ASAP Rocky. And that 5th person balances between those 3 for very different reasons.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But they're all their own little thing. They're all a little different.
But see, okay, look at my top 5. Look at the top 5. How well are you versed with Freddie Gibbs and Currency?
I'm not.
Okay. So, look. A lot of people don't understand Currency. A lot of people say he's boring, right? Believe me, there have been many times where Currency has said the same monotonous thing, and I've heard it multiple times. Currency is one of the realists in the game. Currency, to me, is a man who has done it himself, who has flirted with success, got knocked back, started his own fucking empire, consistently grinded, hustle, owns his own shit, became the CEO that he spoke about, put his entire team on, and then everything he raps about is authentic because you're seeing him really live his raps.
Bam.
So
Currency dropping some currency on
Currency for me is a mogul in his own right mind. If you really about your business and you really about the lifestyle that you live, it doesn't get more authentic than listening to Currency.
He's relentless. He's like, oh, you're not gonna let me do it? All right, I'm gonna do it.
It really
I'll
does.
figure it out.
Now you put Freddie Gibbs in there, who also has a very authentic story, paired with how emotionally honest he is, but how raw his story is. Freddie Gibbs is very unnerving, but the side of Freddie Gibbs that excites me is also the side that makes me want to play the villainesque roles as an actor.
Man,
That's
what I mean. Like different arts influence you. Like you hear songs, you're like, ooh, I would love to do this.
Dude,
like,
Currency helps me with how I should build or grow an empire from the ground up, an underground empire. Freddie Gibbs will help me tap into some of my criminal roles or some of my villainous roles, but he's so open and honest that I know he's coming from a place of growing and changing. Yeah, absolutely. Then you got Kanye, he's
one of the goats. He's one of the goats.
Everything
for me,
eccentric.
I love Kanye.
Everything eccentric, everything an artist aspires to be. Kanye is an artist in the truest form. If he says he's going to do it, he's going to do it.
Yeah. Dude, and he's killed it, man, in fashion, in music, I mean, in fucking everything.
Say what you want about the man.
Shoes.
Say what you want about his mental health. You know what I mean? Like Kanye.
I think it's a byproduct of it, man. When you're successful at that level and you have that much good shit, I don't know if you're going to be buckled down like the regular person, you know? Like, think about Jordan, the way their work ethic is. Kobe. People don't realize that they weren't fun people to hang out with.
No.
Man. They were relentless in their fucking pursuit.
You get your ass burnt just so they could get where Look, man, you're absolutely right. Relentless pursuit, man. Yeah. If you want this shit, you got to be passionate about it and you got to take it.
If you're going to take it to that level, and he's pushing that boundary over and over and over.
Kanye is someone who has always changed the gamut of hip hop and always changed the soundscape of hip hop. He is so necessary. The same way Jay is very necessary. Jay's new album.
He's had so many phases.
Jay 444, man, like
Jay's cool too. I know you love Jay.
Huh?
I know you love Jay. I'm like, Jay.
First, cool. You're not a Jay fan?
No, I love Jay. But we were talking about on Carlito's show the other day. It was either Jay-Z or Lil Wayne.
Oh, yeah.
I had to pick Lil Wayne because for me, I jammed to Lil Wayne a lot more. I had his albums and shit like.
No, that's fair enough.
Drought, Carter 2, 3, Carter 1 even.
Dude, if all of my rappers have taught me something in my life. You know what I mean?
So I see what you're saying. You're a lot deeper and
if Kanye's teaching me, you know, what it means to always push the soundscape, but always be again honest with his records. Every record is a direct reflection of the year that has passed. And he's always trying new styles. He never puts himself in a box. He is a limitless he's a limitless talent. Yeah. Really.
And he just creates, man. Fire too.
Jay-Z, man, like Jay-Z, from what he, again, turned something from nothing, from him being technically super savvy to him.
He owns a fucking team, doesn't he? Or
bro, Jay is about to touch $1 billion so quick, man. As a black man, he is about to touch $1 billion, bro. Bro, you don't touch $1 billion. You can touch millions. You can touch multi-millions.
People don't
but
realize
to
how
touch
much
a billion,
fucking money that is.
to
bro.
touch a billion, the money you can't spend
Drake.
a billion in your lifetime. Because if you've made a billion, you have assets that will continuously make you money
Forever. Even if you just live off the interest of a fucking $1 billion.
You can't spend $1 billion. I guarantee. Try it now. Try to spend $1 billion as quick as
give
you
me $1
can.
billion. I'll try it.
And the money that you already have generating you $1 billion will still bring you some money.
Damn.
Fuck off. And Jay got it from nothing to something.
And his girl got money, which is the baddest girl in the game.
Listen to what Jay is saying on 444. Don't go into it.
When did it drop?
It dropped today.
Oh, shit.
As a hip-hop album, it is so necessary for the time now where we are stuck in a time.
It's on iTunes, too, not only on Tidal.
Dude, don't get me wrong. I love mumble rap. I love trap rap. I love all kind of rap.
Yeah.
I love style rap. Currency is a style rapper.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to not only lyricism, but when it comes down to actually saying something and inspiring a generation, we are watching a legend in the making who has not only inspired one, but 2 generations, and who is...
It's true. He's been in the game for a long time.
Rap is a infant.
Yeah.
And this is the longest running dude to do it and is always still changing the platform.
Yeah.
Hey, and he's about to touch $1 billion as the first black man. You telling me Jay-Z ain't an inspiration to have in your top 5?
Heavy
I want
plug.
him on all my shit.
Fucking Jay-Z 2020, bro.
And then that's why the last one is a toss-up because, look, Nas wrote one of the greatest hip-hop albums of all time. Nas is a slice-throat lyricist. But then you got ASAP, who is nothing but style and culture.
ASAP Rocky? He's one of your top 5s?
He would be, look, my 5 switches between Nas, ASAP, and Rick Ross. If we're talking about the top 5, because I already have balanced out, you know what I mean? Who, ASAP?
Yeah.
I hear nothing but great things.
Yeah. Passing blunt around.
Sounds about right.
We were shooting something at Hard Day of the Dead. Was ASAP? Yeah, it was ASAP. Yeah. And he was performing. And we were just in the artist lounge, and it was cool, man. He was having a good time. Cool dude.
Jiggy.
And then went out and fucking killed it, bro. All these kids just their heads exploded. It was insane.
Name me another rapper after ASAP Rocky who has done the fashion game and who has done everything so effortlessly now.
I don't know. I don't know how much he's into fashion. I don't know about that side of him.
Well, you should.
I need to up my shit, ASAP. I'm sorry, you weren't in my top 5. I'm fucking up.
Yeah, and then who else?
Rick Ross.
Oh yeah, Rick Ross.
305. I love Rick Ross. I love Rick Ross. He's dope, man. He's his own shit. He has his own style. I dig it.
Rick Ross is an absolute boss, man. Rick Ross is someone who they've literally tried to cut down, and he still came back. You know,
how do you come back from that shit? Like, hey, I'm the real Rick Ross, motherfucker. You stole my name and went all over every platform, TV, radio, podcast, everywhere, saying, fuck this dude. He stole my name. Now I'm out of jail, and it still didn't fucking kill Rick Ross's career.
You know when Rick Ross's story really came back to life was when he found out his sound could match something much bigger. He told you he's a boss, and he sold you boss music.
Yeah.
He sold you music that you can ride around in your car to and feel very luxurious
Push
about.
that shit in the Benz and just bump that motherfucker.
Shout out to Rick Ross.
For real. I love that shit.
So, again, that's why my top 5. You see
Maybach, like, you know, you just envision that shit. He's just talking about all that hype shit. There's room for everything.
If you know anything about how I try to live my life, look at my top 5 rappers, and then you'll figure it out.
All right, you're losing one of your senses. Which one goes? Go.
Ooh. Touch, sight, taste, smell. What am I missing?
Here.
Touch, sight, taste, smell, here. Ooh, okay. Taste.
That's a tough one.
I could probably lose taste.
What about smell?
No.
You want smell?
Well, because they always say, like, sometimes you can smell something and it could trigger a memory. You know what I mean? You know, you walk into somewhere and it triggers, like, a vivid memory.
Can't you do that with food, too, though? You taste something and then, like...
Look, to be honest, man, I eat to survive. I don't necessarily eat for the pleasure.
That's good. So do I. I fucking...
Like,
veggies and shit.
When I get hungry, it's just like, all right, just feed me so I don't feel like a piece of shit.
Yeah, that's good.
And just have it be
Put some
decent.
Good fuel in there, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So
veggies.
If we're talking about food, I used to be a foodie when I was younger.
Yeah.
Now?
Yeah. You lost a bunch of weight too, right? How much weight did you lose? When did that happen?
That was coming out of high school. I think I was a late bloomer.
Dude, I lost fucking 50 pounds last year, bro.
Mine 50.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, Jesus.
Bro, I was partying hard. You remember, man? I was
no, I
partying
don't
hard.
remember.
I was, but
Fuck.
it was sneaky. That's what everybody said. They're like 50 fucking pounds. I was like, dude, it snuck up on me too. I don't even know.
Whoa.
Dude, it's on Getty Images. Like, if you look at it, you'd be like, God, I have a drink in my hand. Like, it's at a Hennessy party.
Pull the image up.
Bro.
This is hilarious. I lost most of my weight coming out of high school. And
How'd you
it
do
started in high school. Just eating right, getting a trainer. I wasn't an athletic kid, man. I was a computer kid. Like, I stayed behind the computer and I was figuring shit out. You know what I mean? So I always stayed inside or I was working.
So, okay, I see what you're saying. So, but the problem was you were just putting the wrong fuel in your
I was putting the
body.
wrong fuel in and I wasn't active. Now I live a much more active
Look
lifestyle.
at this shit right here.
Oh!
Telling you, bro.
That is right, though. I mean, I remember you. But
See, that's what I'm saying. I was like drinking.
Wow.
That was fun, though.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah, bro. And then like there's like other images like I'm like way skinnier in this shit.
Right.
How crazy is that?
That is crazy.
Yeah, I didn't even know, bro. It snuck up on me. It really
you
snuck
got
up on me.
The drink in the hand. Oh, man. Classic.
Dude, yeah, man.
I feel like I made that mistake, too. Somebody came up to me. They're like, you're not supposed to have a drink in your hand.
I
Like,
know, dude. Everybody's like, well, it was a Hennessy party. That's why. It was like they
right.
invited us and like we had these food paired with like drinks and shit. It was cool. It was off the hook. So they're like, pull with the fucking Hennessy. And then we had like the bottle and shit. And I was like, motherfucker, like, all right. Like,
It's always very interesting. You're not supposed to have a drink in it. And I get how that could be like a...
I don't even really... I'm not a drinker, really.
Yeah, I'm not a drinker either. So that... I don't see the threat in it. But I see if you're like one of those Hollywood actors, actresses who...
But that's... You know
what I mean? Yeah.
That's it right there.
It sells an image.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that dude is a fatty, so... I don't know. Anyway.
I don't feel that's you.
Next hot seat question.
What's up?
If you could live one day in somebody else's shoes, who would it be? One day.
Somebody else's shoes?
Yeah, like you're living through their perspective. You live their life.
I feel like I thought of this at one. Hold on, I'm gonna get to it.
Okay.
All right, we're there.
Okay.
Ooh, man, I feel like I thought about this once. I think it was like Einstein or like Steve Jobs or I think it was Obama, something like that.
Oh, dude, that's stressful. Being a fucking Obama.
I don't only want one day. I just need to know
true.
the national secret. I'm only getting in there for 24 hours. I'm not in there for a lifetime.
Just like, all right. And they're like, Obama, you're acting really weird. What is the fucking secret?
Right.
Like,
what are the national secrets?
They're like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, you mean that Lois has been eating Frank's lunch every day out of the break room?
I mean, get
me
to the shit.
They're like, well, I don't know what you're talking about. That's pretty good. Einstein, maybe Nikola Tesla, but they had like, they were like, kind of like savants, right? Like they were kind of like couldn't tie their shoes or some shit, but they were like crazy smart in another area.
Completely, but I mean,
like Tesla was like he didn't give a shit about any woman. He wasn't trying to fuck. He didn't give a shit. He was just like, I'm trying to work. Like I don't even, you know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
Well, I don't even know what that's called.
But I mean, just think.
That's one day.
Just think like what that mind must be like. You know what I mean?
Oh my god, it must be fascinating. What if you could? Yeah, you could probably bring something back. I don't even know. My own hot seat question. Bam! Let's go to some current events, bro.
Current events.
So check this out, bro. Florida woman arrested for becoming pregnant with 11-year-old's child. What the fuck is going on in Florida? Get your shit together, Florida.
Oh,
Get your shit together.
That is some redneck
This
shit.
lady,
Yeah.
Marissa Ashley Mowry, you are the father, 25, allegedly had sex with the boy in January 2014 and gave birth to a child in October of last year. Gave birth to the fucking child, right? A fucking 11-year-old. They're gonna be the same age. Yeah, man. They have a 3-year-old. She's 25. I didn't even know an 11-year-old could. It must be a big ass 11-year-old, like one of those big ass 6'4" kids.
Wow. That's all I could say is wow.
How crazy is that?
25 slept with an 11-year-old. Why?
She was probably molested herself, and she probably there's like a weird thing.
Look.
Because I feel like
all of that shit's got to be trauma. All that shit's got to be triggered.
It's got to come from somewhere, yeah.
Because when do you just wake up and want to fuck somebody, an 11-year-old? What?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's because you're a sane person, bro. That's what I'm saying. And these are becoming more and more frequent. And a lot of them. Have you seen all the teachers that have been getting arrested? All the hot teachers.
Yeah.
They're all hot.
Like,
and they're like 25.
Don't get me wrong.
They're high school students.
As a kid, we all fantasize that we want to smash our teachers.
Oh my god! In high school, yeah.
Yeah. Well, look, we're young. That's what we're supposed to do. But as a adult, what adult looks backwards and thinks, "Oh yeah, that adolescent, pre-pubescent body, yeah, just, right? What the fuck, man?"
Hey, Marissa Ashley Mowry. Pretty sure you should be in jail or something. I'm not sure what to do with her.
Oh man, that's disgusting, bro. That's disgusting.
Let's bring things down, bro. New York hospital ex-employee opens fire in Bronx. Dun dun dun.
Oh,
yeah, bro. That shit happened yesterday, I think. Yeah, man. This dude was fired. James O'Neill. Damn, began on the 16th floor and he offed himself, man. He's 45. Apparently had gotten terminated from the hospital. And, yeah, one person's dead.
Wait, so he killed himself?
Yeah, he killed himself at the end of it.
And he also killed
one other person and shot a bunch of other people, I think. It said the attack began on the 16th floor and all the victims were shot on the 16th and 17th floor. The gunman and the bishop been named. He's 45, former doctor. Damn, it's a doctor. That's got to be a morbid thing. He probably sees death a lot. He didn't even think nothing of it. Fuck it.
Look, man. At what point is life so bad that you have to kill other people because of the things that are tormenting you?
Damn. That's pent up shit.
Yeah, well, look, man. All right, first of all, shit's tormenting you. At one point, do you think you need to kill yourself? You know what I mean? And then
We're already bad at that point.
At what point do you then take that out on other people and have to kill them? Like, look,
some
people really have mental illnesses. So yeah. I won't call suicide a pussy's way out because some people have real mental illnesses.
We don't, they feel something else out. They feel something else. You know what I mean? There's chemical imbalances of people.
Right.
I don't understand it because I've never had an issue. I've never had an issue with depression or anything. I've just
thank God, man. Yeah. You've never had an issue.
Exactly. So I don't really understand it. So I'm always just kind of like, it's kind of interesting. Like, it's crazy.
Right.
You know?
But in the same regards, man, okay, now all of a sudden, say for so you were a sane person and then your insecurities, your doubts, your ego drove you to be insane. Still, you need to kill people and yourself?
It can't be that bad, man.
Look, if you're going to take yourself out, take your fucking self out. Don't put other people at threat.
For real.
That is all a very, very emotional response.
Oh, my God. Like,
separate your emotions for a fucking second and realize what you're actually doing as a human being, as a citizen. Look, if you want to go, do that shit on your own time, but don't kill other people.
And don't make it messy either. Like, go do it somewhere. Like, just, do it in private. Fuck it. But it's because he got fired. It's anger, bro. It's anger.
That's not cool.
Like,
that's not cool.
Fuck.
It's not cool.
Come on,
man.
bro. Well, he's dead too. It's sad. At a hospital, especially where people need the most security, they're coming in to feel safe. And this shit happens.
Yep.
Man. Let's bring things back up. Volvo driverless cars confused by kangaroos.
Driverless cars.
Dude, they're fucking developing driverless cars. So they have this technology struggling to identify kangaroos on the road. It's all in in Australia. And for some reason, the way it moves, the sensors won't pick it up. They're just like, God damn, these kangaroos are too swifty. We can't pick them up.
It's really funny.
Man, they're fucking up. I don't know. Also, that's gonna get rid of a lot of jobs, bro.
Driverless cars?
Yeah. I'll take an Uber. Probably be cheaper too.
Come on. We need some sort of accountability. Until that becomes as good as a Subway.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I think it's going to be better if everybody has driverless cars.
Until that becomes as good as a Subway. We have to see a incremental technology shift very quickly.
Yeah, I'm saying like in the next 5 years.
It might take longer than that.
Maybe less. No, shit, Uber was saying in 3 years that they're going to have flying cars. They hired NASA's top engineer.
Dude, look, we have driverless cars now, but still... Exactly. They're not 100%, and we're going to have to deal with the fact that...
But they're pretty fucking good.
There's still going to be a shift. This is why I say it's not going to be just 5 years. because not everybody is going to be able to afford the driverless cars.
Or one.
Then it's just like the same thing when HD TVs came out or DVDs and everybody had to change over from VHS.
Yeah.
Not everybody wanted the shit. So then you had to wait until everybody caught up to like technology.
They had to stop making all the other shit, so you stop buying it. Like, we're not even making VHS anymore. Stop buying.
Still going to be driver error.
Yeah.
There's still going to be mechanical error on the auto.
That's true.
And then with the both of them mixed, who's going to be accountable when this driverless car runs into
like
somebody?
Tire blows out. Yeah. You know, or somebody jumps in front of the car and makes it short. I don't know.
There's so much to figure out. So a fucking kangaroo jumping in front of the car, like that makes sense.
Yeah.
Who could have told this robot to expect this kangaroo to not jump?
Kangaroo, surprise, bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit, man.
You gotta figure this shit out.
Yeah, man. Thanks for joining us, brother.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, man.
Oh shit.
We're an hour and 15 in. We had some good ass time. I know, time flies.
Time flies. We were chilling.
It's just fun, bro. Thanks for joining us, man.
Of course, man. Thanks for
episode 27.
My G.
Anything else you want to plug? At Blackmouth.
Always plugging Blackmouth. Always plugging the brand. Check out the Instagram at Blackmouth. Go to blackmouth.com. Also purchase one of these beautiful babies. We got the hats, the merch coming. Necklaces, rings, stickers, all that will be made in the future. But right now we're just slanging these hats.
Slanging them.
Outside of that, just stay tuned for all the short films. Obviously, any sort of charitable events that will be coming our way. We hope you guys get involved to really make a change. It's all about not only showing the world art, but also inspiring a better world for tomorrow. So
for real, man. Thanks for leaving it off on a good note. All right, y'all. We'll be back next week with episode 28. Yeah, 28. We'll have Albie back on, man. Until next time, episode 27, Curious Radio. We're out.
Booyah.
Curious Radio.